Alright, boom. I'm gonna just go get started with giving a game because I done had like a couple people calling me. I ain't talked to 10, 15 years. They seen the post. They're like, yo, I'm with the energy. And I'm like, bet. I'm with it. Let's get it, right? So I think the first thing that I always think about when thinking about scaling the biz is like, you gotta set the intention, right? So when we talk about, you're talking about growing the biz, right? Scaling the biz. So whatever, right? First thing that's really important when you're thinking about scaling or you want to scale and want to grow, you got to set the intention, right? And forget my chicken scratch, but you really got to want to think or set the thinking in whatever direction, right? So if you're saying that, you know, I got my side business, I got my goal, stick to that goal, right? Have that goal there. Place that goal on the mind, right? So you need that intention. Number two, you got to get out of the fear, right? You got to get out of the fear. I was talking to my friend the other day, right? She talking about, oh, I love, making candles, but I don't want to make candles because my friends make candles. And I'm like, that's stupid. I love you, but that's stupid thinking. Like that thinking don't work, right? Like imagine my man T. George, shout out to T. George. They had the Chance clothing when we was in high school, well, a couple years after, right? And if I said to myself, man, because T. George is making t-shirts, I can't make t-shirts, I wouldn't even be here telling you this right now. There'd be no Kush Group, there'd be no Kush Group t-shirts, there'd be no Kush Group apparel, Kush Group merchandise, all that stuff. So you got to get out of that fear complex. You got to get it out, throw it away, toss it back in 2020. We can't live in fear. And lastly, I think you just got to think big. You know what I'm saying? You got to really think. And the best example I use is the guy Grant Cardone. I encourage everybody to go follow Grant Cardone. I like Grant Cardone's message because his whole thing is about 10x, right? And I ain't read none of his books. I did like the little, the things that you read and the excerpts and all that stuff, the little cheat things in college. I had read a couple of the articles and stuff, and those little short pieces. But the whole concept is, thinking big, essentially. And what I mean by that is like, boom, if you set out a goal, I got a goal, I want to make 100,000 this year, right? Boom. Grant Cardone's thinking is like, well, if you got that intention and the fear's out the way, let's think bigger. Let's think $1 million, right? That's 10x from that. That's 10x of the 100,000 to $1 million. So if you're thinking big, right, and you set that goal big, you're able to then align the thinking, align the activity, align everything that you got to do to get to your big goal, right? And so I think a lot of times people get caught up in taking the first step, right? And you got to take the first step, but you got to do it strategically if you want to scale, right? Because this is about scaling. This is about big goals, big outcomes, achieving big. And you got to think big if you have your side hustle and you want to grow. So make sure, go to SixFiggaSideHustle.com, follow us on Instagram. I'm going to just be dropping free game every day as much as possible. And again, intention, fear, and thinking big. That's the first step. Let's get it.